They underestimated you, believing you were weak, passive, and unable to defend yourself. They felt confident in their attacks, thinking they could manipulate or harm you without any pushback. They tried the wrong one. Now, because they provoke you, they are seeing your dangerous side. Not a carnal reaction, but a manifestation of God's righteous defense through you. The tables have turned and fear has overtaken them because they know they have come up against a force that is far greater than themselves. They spread lies about you, sabotaged your work, stole your joy, stole your peace, said all sorts of negative things about you. They believed that you wouldn't fight back, that you were defenseless, powerless, or you would not be able to speak about it. They underestimated your resilience, mistaking your humility and patience for weakness. They made a grave error in assuming that you were easy to defeat. They didn't understand that the Lord has been fighting for you all along. Your quiet strength was a reflection of God's power, and they never saw the storm that was about to come to hit hard on them. Someone continually undermined you at your work or within your family, testing your patience and attacking your character. As you stood firm in your faith, something shifted. Your spiritual authority increased, and they began to realize that you were not an easy target to deal with. When pushed to the limit, your spiritual power and dangerous side manifested. This wasn't as a result of anger or retaliation in the flesh, but rather the manifestation of God's righteousness, God's righteous anger, and divine justice through you. The authority given to you by God came to the forefront, and they were not prepared for this level of spiritual warfare. They were shocked, left speechless, and amazed. In the book of Corinthians chapter 10 verses 4, the Bible says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds." Your divine authority has now become evident. When the enemy pushed you too far, the spiritual weapons of God placed in your hands activated. The enemy is now experiencing the consequences of their actions. They poked the wrong person, not realizing that you are spiritually a spiritual warrior, clothed with fire, clothed with the power of God. Yes, beloved in the Lord. In the book of Psalms chapter 18 from the verses 39, the Bible says, "For you have armed me with strength for the battle. You have subdued under me those who rose up against me." Your spiritual strength manifested. Panic and fear gripped your enemies. They are left speechless, still in shock, right up to this moment, because they were not expecting such a powerful counter response. Their schemes and plans began to unravel, and they have realized that they have provoked someone under divine protection and authority. Now they are running for their life, scattering and fleeing, trying to avoid the consequences of their action. Those who spread lies about you are panicking as the truth is being exposed, as they experience immediate backlash for their actions. They are avoiding you because they realize that their manipulation and attacks have backfired. In the book of Proverbs chapter 28 verses 1, the Bible says, "The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion." Your enemies are fleeing, not because of any human power, but because of righteousness, God's righteousness, the boldness of God that has manifested through you. The power of God working through your life has caused them to tremble. They have made a serious mistake in targeting you. Someone who tried to sabotage you at work, they are now faced with scrutiny, and disciplinary actions have been taken on them. Every trap they set for you is now falling back on them. They tried to come for you, but they didn't realize that by attacking you, they were going against the will of God. The spiritual consequences of their action are now becoming clear, very, very clear to them. They are experiencing loss, chaos, and destruction in their lives. As they spoke evil over you, spread rumors, they are in deep mess and their pressures have increased. They find themselves being discredited, facing consequences of slander, lies telling, public humiliation, shame, and disgrace. In the midst of all this, God's power and protection over you is being made known. The people who attacked you, manipulated you, and even conspired against you, they are now seeing the supernatural power of God that has always been at work in your life, working in your favor. They are witnessing firsthand that you are not someone to be trifled with, because God has covered you, and the power of God that is being manifested in you is not human, but it's supernatural and divine. They have avoided you completely, speaking whispers about how untouchable you are and how things seem to work out in your favor despite their attempts to attack and harm you. No weapon formed against you will prosper. God's protection over you is undeniable. Your dangerous side is not of the flesh, but of the power of God, manifesting to fight your battles. Those who try to harm you will witness the hand of God stepping to defend you. They are retreating because they know that they have provoked a battle they cannot win. God is showing them that He defends His people, His loved ones, His children fiercely. In the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 20 verses 15, the Bible says, "Do not be afraid nor dismayed because of this great multitude, for the battle is not of yours, but God's." When the Egyptian army pursued the Israelites, they were not prepared for what happened next. As the Israelites crossed the Red Sea, God caused the waters to come up against the Egyptians, destroying them. They were fleeing in terror, realizing they had come against God's chosen people. They weren't prepared for what unleashed on them, or what was unleashed on them. When they tried to harm you, your dangerous side, which is God's power, came through. This has caused them to flee in terror. You are protected. You are blessed. You are preserved. No weapon, form, or fashion against you shall prosper. When you try somebody, you will see the other side of them. They came to you knowing you are weak, vulnerable, you cannot stand for yourself. But the response that they got, it shocked them this time around. Keep staying blessed. Stay connected to God. Know that He's your Father. He's your love and your friend. Shalom of the Lord, and God bless you. Nothing missing and nothing broken. Shalom.